very wise Jedi once said, nothing happens by accident.
We're approaching a year since the beginning of the pandemic, and wow, has it been a year. While there have been some low points, I am grateful to have had a safe year basically staying inside my house the whole time. We are still not at the end though. I don't consider quarantine over until we can walk around without masks, and we'll see when that happens. Nevertheless, we're here today to talk about what quarantine has taught us. From March 2020 to now, I have definitely changed the way I spend my day, and my process for getting stuff done. Along the way, I have had quite a few formative experiences, even if I was not outside too much. You might have learned these lessons another time, but for me, this is the year when they happened. Stick around because the most important one, and the reason why I made this video, will come last. This is the first lesson that I learned after the first 6 months of quarantine. At the beginning of 2020, I was a senior in high school who would go to school, come home, and play video games for the rest of the day. Guess what happened once quarantine started? For hours and hours, I played video games each day. While I do not regret those times, as I was able to stay in touch with my friends, my priorities were in the wrong place. On a deeper level, I had zero ambition to set goals and develop myself. School became an afterthought, and I had no desire to start anything on my own. The only thing I cared about was my flawless streak in trials and getting wins in Warzone. A change came when I bought a couple of journals. I wrote down a bunch of random things that I wanted to do. I'm not sure if I believe in manifesting, but one of the things I wrote down was YouTube, and here we are. While I am still in the early stages on YouTube, I have really enjoyed making videos, and it has given me purpose. Some people say to never quit at anything. I agree when it comes to following your dreams and reaching your goals, but when it comes to putting yourself through something that will cause severe distress, and there is a good alternative, I say quit. Let me tell you how this viewpoint came to be. At the end of August, I was in my first week of college, and I hated it. Not the school part, but just about everything else. While I was grateful to be on campus, I was struggling to find any enjoyment throughout each day. My roommate was nice, but I still felt completely alone. I already struggled with being social, more on that later, but the masks just made it almost impossible for me to meet anyone. It felt claustrophobic to sit in my dorm the whole day, and I knew that it wasn't going up from here. And so after talking with my friend and parents, I left after only 7 days of staying on campus. I quit and packed up all my stuff and left. And it was probably the best decision I have made in the last 4 years. Well, you might say, why didn't you just stick it out? I knew in my heart that putting myself through this would do me no good. I was not going to come out of the situation a better and more complete person. I finished the rest of the semester in my room and it felt great. Not to mention I ended it with a much higher level of happiness than if I were to have stayed on campus. I believe that this level of positivity helped me in starting this channel, and for that I am grateful. While I quit staying on campus, I do not regret it at all, because in the long run, it gave me something much more important, peace. Plus, I get to go back this fall. This is the final and most important lesson I will talk about, and is the reason why I decided to make this video in the first place. Life does not and will never wait for you to catch up. I've talked about this a little in a previous video, but I didn't develop as much as I should have from ages 14 to 17, primarily in relation to social skills. In the beginning of the year, I could have done something to improve this, but I had given up a long time ago, nor did I care enough to actually try. In an attempt to justify my apathy for growth, I said to myself that I would try in college, that it was over for me in high school. Little did I know, but I would not get that opportunity that I thought was going to be handed to me. The point of this example is that you can never wait to make progress in life. You cannot wait for opportunities to present themselves and drop into your reality. You must take action and create your chances to grow and improve. I'm reminded of a Casey Neistat video titled Life Explained in 27 Seconds. In it, life is a flat escalator, and you are standing in the wrong direction. In order to not fall behind, you have to sprint to make progress. In my case, I was just standing, waiting for my world to change so I can make progress, but in reality, I was just slowly falling more and more behind. I'll be completely transparent though. Have I made a lot of progress developing my social skills? Unfortunately, no. But I have learned this valuable lesson, and now I will begin sprinting in order to truly start moving forward in life. Before we end, I want to hear from you. What's a lesson that you learned in quarantine? While the pandemic has brought sadness, confusion, and discomfort, what is something that you learned that made it worth the struggle? We have never experienced life like this, and honestly, I hope we never will have to again. But the truth is that these confusing and unforeseen times sometimes manifest the most significant and life-changing lessons. I hope you got something from me recounting my past year and what I have learned during this pandemic. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to stick around for future videos. This has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.